So the halacha is like that. When we count the Omer, מתי שסופרים את העומר, צריך שזה יהיה צאת הכוכבים. And we said, what is the minimum? שקיעה, take the שקיעה, 13 and a half minutes, דקות זמניות, let's say take 15 minutes. After שקיעה, that's צאת הכוכבים, and you can לכתחיל already say the ספירה on that time. Well, now, what will be the halacha in the following case? I am now ben hashmashot. So what is ben hashmashot? Between sunset, between shkia, then between shkia and tzet kochavim. This 13 and a half dakot zmaniyot, about 15 minutes in between, give or take. I'm staying now in that time. Now remember that yesterday I forgot to count. And I didn't count during the day as well. Okay? Do you mind closing that door there, please? Thank you. So you forgot. I remember now that yesterday I forgot to count, and during the day I didn't count. Now, can I count now? And now I'm going to count of yesterday. A few minutes later, I'm going to take count the day after. So if I count now without a bracha, then I count after tzedek kochavim with a bracha, and can I continue to count with a bracha? So the halacha is like this: you're allowed to do it, but from now on, you have to be makpid, you have to be careful that you're only going to count after tzedek kochavim. Why? For sure after tzedek kochavim. Why? Because you are now showing that ben hashmashot for you is still day of the day before. If you're gonna, the next day, let's say, למחרת, תעשה את התפילה קצת מוקדם, you're going to tefillah a little bit earlier, and you're going to count ben hashmashot, which you could do. But the avad you could do. But since once you are relied on it, that this considered the day before, you cannot continue on using that anymore. Now, another the same concept. Well, what would be the halacha? I forgot to count Thursday. שכחתי לספור ביום חמישי. עכשיו, יום שישי, Friday night, we pray here, especially here, that, the Shabbat comes in late. So we counted earlier. We started Mincha, we start here at 6:30, right? So by the time we finish, then Sfirat HaOmer, it's already still early. Now, I didn't already Kabbalat Shabbat, except for Parapanim of Shabbat. I remember that Thursday, I forgot to count. But I already accepted Shabbat. I'm already showing that it's on the following day. So can I count Thursday now, Friday after Shabbat, after I accepted Shabbat? Yes. The same concept. Even though I accepted upon myself Shabbat, it's still because we have a mitzvah to add from weekday to Shabbat. So it still does not mean that I am now completely in the following day. I added this kedusha out of my own. So therefore, I'm allowed to count now before Ben Hashmashot, even in Ben Hashmashot, and after that, after Ben Hashmashot, after Tzedek Kochavim, I can go ahead and count and continue to count with the bracha. A little beautiful musar. It says in the pasuk in this week parasha, "Ushmartem et chukotai." Listen to the promise of the Ohr Hachayim HaKadosh. Pasuk says, "Ushmartem et chukotai et mishpatai asher yaseh otam ha'adam v'chai b'hem." Says the Ohr Hachayim HaKadosh, Perush, Ki adam she'oseh me'ahava. When a person does something out of love, chai b'hem, this is your life. You do it out of love. Yeshno gam betuv ha'olam hazeh. You will have even more in this great, the good that this world has to give. Yeter al hagvul hakavua lo be'olam hanitzchi. Even more than what you're going to have in the עולם הבא, העולם הנצחי. כלומר, יהיה לך, אור החיים מבטיח, מתי שאתה עושה דברים מאהבה, יהיה לך יותר, you're going to have even more. When you do things out of love, you're going to have even more than what is promised you up there, you're going to have even more over here as well. I give you an example. Rabbi Shalom Shvadron brings this story, a very famous story. How, to give us, it's really also a parable. זה משל גם כן למצב שלנו. היה איזה אחד, במשפחה דתייה, and there was one of the boys, he started to go off the דרך. after that, הוא לא היה שומר, אבל בתוך הבית, היה שם כיפה, ציצית, he looked like he was embarrassed because his father, היה מפרנס אותו בצורה יפה. His father gave him, he supported him nicely. So הוא פחד, הוא לא רצה. אמר, ליד האבא, all the time. And when the father one time told him, נו, מה קורה? אני שומע, אתה לא זה. הוא אומר, לא, what are you talking about? על מה אתה מדבר? אני מקפיד על מצווה קלה כבחמורה. The father didn't know what to tell him. He could not confront him. He told him, but he said, at least he's trying to be mechabed Abba, that when he's next to his father, he's dressing like a Haredi. So one time, what happened one time? The boy comes to his father. He says, listen, Abba, I want to go learn in Europe in a university. Try to convince him, don't go. He already decided. He said, okay. But he said, here, take your stuff. Yes, I give you money with you. But all right, he goes there. After like a month or so, he said, Abba, he sends a telegram. It was back in the day. To his father. Abba, I need this month, the money ran out, נגמר לי הכסף, תשלח לי כסף. אבא אומר לו, שולח לו הודעה, he sends him a message, תתפלל להשם, יהיה לך ישועות. Pray to Hashem, you're going to have a... So after a few days, he says to his father, אבא, התפללתי, אין ישועה, תשלח כסף. He says, no, תנסה שוב פעם. After a few days, he gets back, אבא, אין כסף, תשלח כסף, send me money. He said to him, did you pray like the regular tefillot and you added your own tefillah? Yes, I did. The boy saw that. There's no point. Packed his stuff, went back to Eretz Israel. Goes to his father, Abba, מה קורה? לא אכפת לך ממני יותר? He says, well, you don't care about me anymore, Abba? He says, no. Bring me your tefillin. Opens his tefillin. There was so much money in there. All the money he needed was in there. He said, you can't lie to me anymore. I said to you, pray. If you were to open up the tefillin, it was there. Aya Shama. Rabbi Shalom Shvadron says, this is us. זה אנחנו. הקדוש ברוך הוא אומר לך, תתפלל. אני אתן לך. אבל תתפלל. Ask for me. But how you pray? Not, אני חייב להתפלל. I don't have a choice. אני חייב. יש לי בעיה. I have a problem. I'm going to go pray. Says Ohr Hachayim. You do things me'ahava. You do things out of love. Me'ahava, how do you know it's out of love? When it's besimcha. And when it's with real happiness. Then, HaKadosh Baruch Hu will give us, like the Ohr Hachayim promised, will give us even more and more and more. Chaverim, we have with us two very important shlichim from Eretz Israel, with the yeshiva, and also a family that his mother is not feeling good for a couple of years already, and his sister is getting married, a family, a big family. And another person over here that he's collecting money. Please help them out as much as you can. Tavo aleichem beracha. Amen.